Puss in Boots. Once upon a time there was a poor miller who had 3 sons, who when he died, he left his only mill, his donkey, and his cat. The eldest son took the mill, the donkey, and the youngest son was left with the cat. My brothers have done well, said the youngest son. They can make a living with the mill and donkey together, but how can I manage? Don't be sad, master, said the cat. Just give me a sack and a pair of boots, and you'll see what is the best bargain you have. Bargain. 講價. The miller's son was astonished to hear the cat talk. A talking cat just might be so clever. 好聰明啊. He thought, so he brought a pair of leather boots for the cat. Well now, Puss in Boots, what are we going to do now? Wait and see. Then off he went to the king's palace and demanded to see the king. Your Majesty, meow, meow, I have brought you gifts from my master. This was the title he had intended for the miller's son. As the king was pleased with the rabbit, Puss brought him more gifts, each time saying they were from his master. One day the cat heard the king and a beautiful daughter were to drive from the river, and he said to his master, Don't just do what I have to say. Go and take a bath in the river. He did as he was told by the cats. As the royal coach came by, royal coach, 黃金馬車嚟緊啦，黃金馬車 Royal coach came by the cat. Help! Help, master! The master is drowning! The king recognized Puss, ordered his guards to save the young man. Thank you, your majesty. But what can my master do? His clothes have been stolen. 佢啲衫就俾人偷咗啊. The king immediately sent for a suit of clothes. He looked so handsome in his new clothes that the beautiful princess fell in love with him. Now the fields really belonged to an ogre, where he lived in a nearby castle. Puss knew of this ogre and called to the castle door. Meow, meow, meow. Sir, said Puss to the ogre, I have been told you can turn yourself into an elephant or a lion. Indeed I can, said the ogre. Proudly the next moment there stood a great lion and roared. Puss was so frightened. 好驚啊! He jumped straight up to the top of the tall cupboard. When the ogre changed himself back, Puss jumped down. Well, said the cunning cat, that was very great. I have also heard that you can change yourself into something very small, and I'm sure it is possible. Impossible, growled the ogre, deeply insulted. Nothing is impossible for me. 冇嘢冇可能啦. In the twinkle of an eye, there appeared a tiny field mouse scrambling across the floor. With one leap, the clever cat caught the mouse and gobbled it down. Meow. Meanwhile, the king and the daughter and the miller's son had been set off to the castle to call for its owner. The coach rolled up to the castle door, and the Puss in Boots was standing waiting for them. Welcome to the castle of my master, he called and winked at the miller's son. The king was delighted to see his new young friend live in such a splendid castle and was pleased to be invited to the feast that had been prepared. After the feast, the king declared that since his prince and the princess were obviously in love, they ought to get married. So they did not live happily ever after. As for Puss in Boots, he lived off the fat land with his master until the end of the day. What a wonderful story! 小朋友，我哋學咗啲乜嘢啦？可能呢，頭先呢，佢就以為呢，佢俾隻貓佢呢，佢乜嘢都冇嘅。點知呢，佢得到係最好嘅嘢啦！隻貓係識講嘢嘅。咁所以呢，有時呢，爸爸媽媽啦，或者送啲嘢俾我哋嘅時候呢，就唔好睇小佢啦。佢可能呢，就變咗好勁。Nothing's impossible to me， 冇嘢冇可能嘅。Remember that, boys and girls, nothing's impossible for me. 冇嘢冇可能啦。Alright, boys and girls, see you all next time. Bye!